Hey guys, Trainer GC here, coming at you with another video. And yeah, before I get started, I know this is the third video in one day. That's a lot. The reason I'm posting so many videos right now is because I want to get all my initial thoughts on these games out before the reveal happens, because I truly believe that the reveal is right around the corner. So I saw something that Poca Serena, aka Jinx Club, posted on Twitter, and if you don't know who she is, she's the person who translated the Chinese leaks for Pokemon Sun and Moon. Basically, it's this extremely long 4chan that's talking about this supposedly credible leaker who works at Nintendo and is about to leave his job, so he has no risk of losing his job by leaking this information, and that's why he's giving it to us. So, what exactly does he say? He says that everything we've heard so far is partially true and partially false. He says, yes, the games are called Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, and they are taking place in Kanto. But not only are they taking place in Kanto, they are taking place in Kanto and a new region. He says basically what happens is that this new poison snake legendary Pokemon causes some natural disaster to occur where Kanto gets destroyed, separated into smaller islands, and then all of a sudden, this big landmass, this big island, comes up and just appears where Kanto used to be. So that seems really interesting. So basically, the big island he calls is a new region, apparently. It's the Gen 8 region, because he's saying that these games are indeed Generation 8. So basically, to sum it all up, there's a big island in the middle. That's the new region. And then Kanto is surrounding it as smaller islands. That seems really interesting to me. And honestly, I think it's a really cool idea. I actually really do like it and would love to see it happen, but how plausible is this? Obviously we don't know if this guy's credible or not. He could be making all this up as well. But the thing is that I somewhat am not believing him, but I'm keeping an eye on it because this is we've been hearing this from other people as well. We've been hearing from Piyuk, this Italian leaker on 4chan. I believe he's on 4chan. He was saying how there's a new snake legendary that's a poison type, and how there's a big island. There's new evolutions, which this guy also says there are, and there's new Pokemon as well. This guy also says there's going to be new Pokemon. So I mean, some of these leaks are coming together with this guy. I don't know if he's summing up everything that's been said in the past or what, but he's basically this lines and all the different leaks are aligning with this leaker. So I don't know if that's just him copying other people or if he truly does know information. Obviously, we'll have to just keep an eye on it and wait and see what happens to determine if this is real or fake. He goes on to say that he's not sure about the 100 years in the future rumor that's been going around, that people have been saying this is Kanto 100 years in the future. He said he's not sure about that, but he said that Red and Blue are in the game, but they are significantly older. So I don't know if that means they're significantly older than they were in Sun and Moon, or if they're significantly older than they were in the original Red and Blue. I don't know exactly what he means by that. We'll have to wait and see on that one. He even mentions the Italian leakers in this thread. He says some of the Italian leakers' rumors were true. Kanto is the smaller islands that surround the bigger island, which is the main metropolis. And the Italian leaker did say that. Again, that's just reiterating some old stuff. He goes on to say that Pokemon and Nintendo are taking an entirely different route with these games, surprising everyone with the brand new formula that they have brought forward to the Switch. Which makes sense because I remember reading an article saying that the Pokemon Company, or at least someone was claiming that the Pokemon Company is trying to be disruptive with these games in the same way that Breath of the Wild was disruptive to the gaming community when it came out. And I think that would be a great thing for the franchise because if you think about it, Nintendo so far for the Switch, they had Breath of the Wild, which was a huge, huge phenomenon when it came out. Then they had Super Mario Odyssey, which was again huge when it came out, and those two games took the Mario series and the Zelda series respectively into two totally new directions. I mean, those are two totally new directions for those franchises. So it would make sense that Nintendo would want the Pokemon Company to do the same. He also says that there is another legendary Pokemon that's exclusive to the Eevee version, but he doesn't know about it. And he says apparently that Game Freak created these games because of what the fans have said to them in the past, and because basically this game is fan service. They are trying to please the fans with these games, apparently. He even, quote, this is exactly what he says, a lot of ideas in this game came from the fans. So, I mean, that would be awesome if they're trying to cater these games to us, because obviously we're the main audience. But again, I don't know if this guy is being truthful or not. Also, the evil team in this game is very different from the other evil teams we've seen in Pokemon before. They're very passionate and driven for their goals. I don't know their names or what their goal actually is. So, we know that there's an evil team. That's no surprise to us. Do we know what they're about? No, but he says they're totally different than the other evil teams in the past. Which, that would be cool to get some new variety with the evil teams, because, I mean, Team Skull was cool. That was a great evil team. But we go back to Gen 6, Team Flare. No, I'm sorry, but I did not like Team Flare whatsoever. I thought they were a very boring evil team. I thought that Lysander was awesome, but the rest of the evil team, not so much. He goes on to say that the version differences are quite major in this game, going beyond that of Black and White even. And I really, really hope that that's true. Because I've come up with my own ideas for games before for Pokemon where the two versions are totally different. And I really, really want them to do something like this. Do I think they will? Maybe one day. I hope this is the first time ever that the Pokemon Company makes the two versions totally different. I think that would be amazing and really cool to see. He also says that Plus and Minus were the original ideas for these games, which, Plus and Minus, if you don't already, basically after X and Y came out a few months later, someone leaked that saying that the next generation of Pokemon is Plus and Minus, which obviously that wasn't true because Sun and Moon was the next generation of Pokemon, but now we're getting a lot of those rumors from the Plus and Minus leak. They're coming full circle and happening again now for these new Pokemon Switch games. He also says that there is no such thing as an Ultra Shiny, which I don't know if that's necessarily true or not, because we saw that Game Freak trademarked the term Ultra Shiny, so I would say they definitely have plans for that if they are trademarking it. Who knows if it has to do with the games or the TCG or whatever, but I do think that Ultra Shinies is happening in some form. Whether it's in the games, I don't know. He also says story-wise, this game is amazing and totally different from the other games. That's great. The last but not least thing that he talks about, I'm just summarizing the whole thing for you guys. The last thing he talks about is that Lapras leak. If you don't know already, there was an image surfacing the internet a couple months ago saying that it's from Pokemon Switch, and it's basically a route from Kanto, Route 21, with a Lapras in the water with a trainer on top of it with an Eevee on top of the trainer's head. And personally, I 100% believe that image is real. Even before the Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee rumors, I 100% believe that image is real. But a lot of people were complaining, saying that, the image doesn't look good. It looks like just the higher res Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Moon. It needs to look better if it's on the Switch. And he's saying that leak is an early screenshot from the game that was around last September/October. So it's basically about a year and 2 to 3 months old from when the actual game comes out. So he says that the graphics are a step up from them, looking nothing like they did in Ultra Sun, Moon, etc. So, I mean, personally, I think even if it does look like the screenshot, it's okay because it's the first Pokemon Switch game. I don't think that the next games are going to look like that. I think they're going to look better. It's the first game. Remember X and Y, and then look at Sun and Moon. X and Y, obviously, the graphics and everything's a step down from Sun and Moon, because X and Y were the first games on 3DS, so they were learning how to work with the system. It's going to be the same situation here. They're going to be learning how to work with the Switch, a high-powered console compared to what they've been working with in the past. So they're going to learn how to work, and they're going to test the water. So the first game is not going to look as good as the next 2 games or the next 3 games. Every game is going to improve basically upon what they did before, or at least we would hope. Last but not least, he says Diamond and Pearl remakes are in the works, and they are follow-up games to this game, but don't expect them anytime soon. 2020 the earliest. Now, yeah, I think that Diamond and Pearl games are definitely in the works. I will give you my thoughts on when those are happening and what's happening with those in another video, but that's pretty much all that this guy talked about. His name is the other leaker on 4chan, and that's pretty much it. Do I think these are real? Maybe. Like I said, I'm gonna keep my eye on these and check out what happens within the next couple of days. Because, like I said, I believe that the Pokemon Company will be revealing these games within the next couple of days. Let me know what you think about these leaks, because I know many of you may be happy about it, many of you may be upset about it. Just let me know your general opinions on these leaks. Personally, I like them. I hope they're real. Do I think they are? I don't know. Like I said, I'll keep an eye on them. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.